Hi guys, so I just posted I'm double posting, I guess you could say. I just posted my other video, which is titled Go Touch Some Grass, and it's going into the topics, or the idea of finding a reason to go outside, which was an idea from someone's comment, which I um, would love if you commented ideas for videos or things you want to see, because it really gets me thinking and I enjoy that. So this video idea, as you can see, only one bullet point, but I feel like I can talk enough about it. And it's about, if you could see the title, I don't know what I'm going to title this video yet, but it's feeling behind. I saw this YouTube video on this guy who was explaining how he felt like he was behind. And I'm assuming that he is in the same generation of mine. Is that the right way you say it? And I find it interesting because I too used to feel, and sometimes I still feel behind. But I didn't watch the entire video, okay? So I can't quote things that the guy said, but I watched like the beginning of it, and then I started not relating to it as much because the reason why this person felt behind was because of media and social standards that he kept on seeing. For example, when you're on Instagram or TikTok and you look at your friends' stories or people's stories, and that doesn't even have to be your friend, people you follow, and you see them living the life that you wish you had. You see them just enjoying life, and a lot of what gets posted is the best of the best. So of course you want it. Of course you seek some type of need for it, I guess. And that's what the guy was facing. He was like, "Oh, I wish my life," or I'm not quoting it again, but like what I was getting from it was he wished that his life was what he was seeing. Like he wished he was doing that. Instead, he was on TikTok scrolling on his bed, being quote unquote lazy or bed rotting, if you will. And I too scroll on TikTok for a good amount of time, but not a lot, okay? Social media most of the time is my third priority, okay? Like, that's for me to relax when time gets when time gets stressful, excuse me, and it's a way for me to calm down, if you will. But going into this, I'm gonna start ranting about myself. Oh, okay. So yeah, my whole idea with this was, since I too related in some way, shape, or form, how can you not feel behind is the question we're trying to answer in this video. And I think for me, at least, ways I stopped, the first thing is that you have to stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone is at a different stage in their life, and you are on your own path. So there's no reason to feel behind if you're the only one in the race, if you will. You're the only one in the race. So there's no one else racing you. There's no one else near you. So you are your only priority, your only focus. There should be no need to catch up to people when you are on your own path. You are set for your own destination, no matter how long it takes or how quickly you get there, So you have to stop comparing. That's number one. And if the only way to do that is to delete social media, detox yourself, get rid of it. You can get it back once you can start thinking for yourself and start being able to push that negative feeling away and feel something. But if that's what's holding you back, get rid of it. Nobody needs social, if you are a Gen Z, or even if you're older, social media, it's gonna be there forever. So you don't need it for a week or two, okay? It's not gonna change anything. Now, sometimes I do think about this, where social media is a big thing in jobs, and especially if you're in marketing and the business stuff, you kind of have to be on top with social media, or even honestly anything you have to be on top of social media for, pretty much. So take it with a grain of salt with what I'm saying, because I've been thinking about that, but I haven't came to a conclusion yet, so I don't know how to explain it in the best way. But just try to get rid of, or even if you can't get rid of social media, daily doses. That's what I do. I have a app called Opal, not sponsoring, or no sponsorship, but I saw it on TikTok, which is ironic, but it's basically an app that it can block social media for you, or any apps really. So and I don't have a bunch of social media platforms, honestly. Do not, if people are saying get Twitter or whatever it is, X, or get Instagram, or get Snapchat, or get Tumblr, or whatever the options are these days, don't do it. Stick with what you have, because you do not need another thing to be scrolling on, okay? I only had TikTok and Snapchat, and I was influenced to get Instagram pretty much 2 years ago now. And now I have to worry about that too. So if you only have 2 social medias or 1 social media, keep it that way. It makes your life 10 times easier. But anyways, with Opal, you can do set limits, and I have mine for every day. I spend an hour on it, or an hour is my limit. But since it's summertime, that I'm kind of doing nothing, so putting an hour allows myself to go on it for however long I want, whenever I want, but still that limit of an hour. Whereas during the school year, I did timing wise, so like during my school block, it would be canceled, like no social media during school hours, and then I would get 2 hours after school. Typically I would be busy, and then after those 2 hours, 0. Like, you can't go back on it again. And that's what worked for me. I was not on social media. I didn't feel the need to go on social media at all. But I still had those 2 hours where if I wanted to, I could, if I was free. I knew that homework came first and all that stuff came first, so I would prioritize that. It definitely makes life easier. So find something that you can kind of do that with. But social media, you're always comparing yourself to others, and it's bad. So that is probably the number one reason why you could feel behind in life, because you keep comparing yourself to others when you shouldn't be. There's no need. Number 2, I would say, is intuitive, or whatever the word is, where like you think a lot, overthinking, if you will. But oh my gosh, I just had what I was thinking in my brain, but it just disappeared. Basically, sometimes you can be very critical on yourself, if that makes sense. And I've learned to be more chill, in that I can't do 100 things at once, or I cannot, as much as I would love to. Like, you can't grow something overnight, you know? I mean, it's possible with lots of dedication and work, but realistically, like with a plant is not going to grow overnight. That's a good analogy. A plant cannot grow overnight, and it takes a little bit of time. But there are ways to speed up the process, of course. But you can't change your reality within a minute, you know? So you shouldn't expect that out of yourself. You shouldn't be so critical on something that is hard to control. And I struggled with being so critical on myself and being like, you need to get this done, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it can be very negative, and it might not even help you as much as you think it does. So you should learn to be less negative towards yourself and others, and like understand that good things take time. So like, for example, when you're comparing yourself to others, what that person has gained took them some time. So it's not going to happen overnight for you, okay? It's not. But that doesn't mean you can't try. And going into number 3, I guess, is that when you're on social media, or when you feel behind, try to figure out what are the things you feel behind in. Whether, for example, with social media again, like if you're seeing people hang out with their friends, or you're seeing people go to the gym, posting healthy food, whatever it is, and you feel a little tiny bit of jealousy, okay? I did some deep dives into jealousy because I, you know, being real, I guess I was jealous of things that people were having in life, and like the going into the feeling behind aspect. But I learned that jealousy just tells you what you want. When you are jealous of someone, it's because you want it. And if you want it, you can work towards it. So, might as well use that jealousy to your advantage and figure out what it is you want. Whether it's you see someone going to the gym with that fit body and you want to be muscular and athletic like that. Boom, start working on that. Now you know what you want, and now you can work towards it, and stop trying to see yourself in others, but actually do it, you know? Or you want to be more, you want to read more. You see a lot of people LARPing and reading and doing all that annoying stuff, but you see reading a lot now, and you're like, dang, I want to read too. Read. Go find a book and go do it. I'm telling you, a lot of the times you can actually reflect so much on what you're consuming, and it will help you out a ton, because now you know what you want to do. You no longer will feel behind because you have a whole template in front of you. So, yeah. What else? Feeling behind, yeah. Feeling behind is all within your head, and you just have to get over that mental stump, I would say. I did a lot, like, I can tell you what I did, besides, like, all the 3-step stuff. But, what I did, I have a mini iPad, I can grab it, a mini iPad with an Apple Pencil, and I journaled consistently, every day, habit tracker, everything. But remember, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I thought it had to be something crazy, and honestly, it can be the simplest thing ever, as long as you are consistent, because consistency is key. I'm telling you that right now. Engrave that into your brain, that consistency is key. Nothing can happen without consistency. So yeah, I had a simple habit tracker that I would write down my goals for the day, keep track of everything, and it made me feel good. And I did that every single day for about a year or two, and then I was like, this really doesn't relate to me anymore. I don't really like the digital aspect. So I started journaling. I kept up the journaling, and I've been doing that ever since. Journaling is great for anything. Like, in the beginning, I sought it for improving myself mentally, but honestly, it's just good for you. Like, I keep learning new things on why it's good for you, so you just do it. And it's very simple. What else? I would say disassociate yourself from others. Stop seeking validation from others. Read a lot more. I've developed my reading, I guess you could say, for the past year. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I can't talk much about reading. Well, I can talk a lot about reading, but I'm saying I haven't been reading my entire life, but I love it. I like reading a lot, and it's been a year pretty much, and I love it so much, and I enjoy it a lot. So find books that can help you, and that will definitely change your perspective a lot on quote-unquote feeling behind. What else? Start doing things for yourself. Excuse me, I don't know if you heard that. Yeah, doing things for yourself. I think you just have to step back from people, I would say. That's what I did. And really reflect internally on what you want, who you want to be, and how you're going to achieve it. And, once you start thinking like that, you can change your mindset. You can do whatever you want. You no longer feel behind because it's a one-man race. Like, it's such a big mental mindset game. So work on that. It's not going to change within a week. You have to be consistent. It takes about 30 days for a habit to actually become a habit or for it to be consistent. So it's going to take time. There's science on that. I know, do some research, but yeah, it's just going to take time, and like it's not going to change within a day is the underlying theme. But yeah, hope you guys have an amazing day, and comment down below, like, subscribe, all that jazz.